I call the next part of the dinner special podcast the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you 7 fast and fun questions that we want to know your answers to. Are you up for it?
Okay. I am. I'll do the best I can. I'm not always good on my feet because of my slow living. So we'll see what happens here.
No worries. There's no pressure whatsoever. So take your time.
Okay.
Number 1, what are some food shows or cooking shows that you watch?
This is not going to be a popular answer, but I don't really watch cooking shows anymore. I got sick of turning on Food Network and always seeing Guy Fieri and a bunch of, garbage food that I didn't really want to get excited about. So I just kind of don't watch it anymore. Although Aida Mullenkamp, a friend of mine in LA, she works with Tastemade and does a series where she travels around. It's a web series. She travels around the world and just does like a quick 10-minute show about the food of that area. And so I guess I do watch a little bit, just not the traditional stuff. So yeah, that would be my pick.
Awesome. Number 2, what are some food blogs or food websites we have to know about?
Well, Tasty Yummies. No, I'm just kidding.
Of course.
Some of my favorites are Nourished Kitchen. It's this woman, Jenny, who does an amazing job sharing how to enjoy real food and get into the kitchen. Very similar mindset to mine. Get in the kitchen, make it yourself, real food. I really love Salt and Wind, also created by Aida Mullenkamp, who I mentioned before. She travels the world. She has a bunch of contributors. It's really focused on travel and the food of travel and all around the world and being inspired by that. And then, gosh, there's so many food blogs I love. I think the other one that really makes me happy right now is a blog called Will Frolic for Food. It's a friend of mine, Renee Bird, and she just takes beautiful photos. Everything she makes is just gorgeous. And you can tell she really puts time into every detail of every dish. And there's just this level of love in every recipe. And it makes me happy to see somebody slowing down and taking time with food.
Awesome. Number 3, who do you follow on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat that make you happy?
Ooh. Let me think. So on Instagram, I follow a whole bunch of people that kind of stemmed from this one person in terms of what she was doing. I really love Beth of Local Milk. She just takes beautiful photography that has so much emotion in it. And most of the time it's food focused. And so I just love what she does. There's a feed on Instagram called How You Glow. It's 2 girls from LA, and they also seem to travel a lot, and they promote healthy living and sort of getting out and experiencing your world and experiencing all the different things there are, but also mindful living. They're very focused on yoga and healthy eating. I love the feed. Just because it's a really great way to find new bloggers, new recipes, new people. And then I follow a lot of people that are very much in line nutritionally with what I'm doing. Some of them happen to be paleo food bloggers, but Diane Sanfilippo, Mickey Trescott, Liz Wolfe, Robin Ukillis, who I just discovered recently, who wrote a book that's coming or came out this month called, I think it's called Go With Your Gut or something like that. It's about gut healing and food. So yeah, those are just some of my favorites. Again, I could probably go on forever.
Awesome. Number 4, what is the most unusual or treasured item you have in your kitchen?
Ooh, I don't know that it's unusual, but right now it's my most treasured. It would be a toss-up between my Vitamix and this, but I'm going to pick this. I just recently bought a pressure cooker. Instant Pot, I think it's called. I do a lot of batch cooking because I want to make sure that even when I'm busy and life's crazy that I can eat well. I eat bone broth, or drink bone broth, I should say, every week. Again, another gut healing thing, and there's just so many nutrients. And I used to make it in a big stock pot and let it cook for 24, 48 hours. And I don't think that's really safe to leave a pot on a gas stove that long. It doesn't make me feel good. So the pressure cooker cooks it in like a couple of hours, and it's the best. And I buy a bunch of organic chicken thighs and cook that in there. And I've been cooking sprouted grains in there. So sometimes at the start of the week, that thing doesn't leave the counter for 2 days while I just cook a storm up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Number 5, name one ingredient you used to dislike that you now love.
Hmm. It's kind of a weird thing. I laugh now, but I used to think that maple syrup was really gross because the scent of it would just, I felt like it would linger if you'd have it on pancakes when you were a kid. It would just, the smell of it would just stay on your body and it was just all you'd smell. I probably realize now that it wasn't real maple syrup and maybe that was what I was not loving. Now I love it. I use it when I bake and it's always in my kitchen.
As a kid, it was like ode to maple syrup. It was like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would be stuck on you all day.
Yeah, it's probably didn't even have real sugar in it. It was high fructose corn syrup or something.
No, number 6. What are a few cookbooks that make your life better?
One that jumps out is Danielle Walker of Against All Grain put out a Meals Made Simple cookbook. It's paleo, but I just like that it's simple. It's not you have to have a million crazy ingredients you never heard of. It's casseroles made with cauliflower rice and chicken and comfort food and the things that you grew up with. And I often just turn to that for when I want something easy that I can throw in the crock pot and, sort of not think about,
Right.
but know it's well and it's tested and it'll be great. I actually don't cook a lot from cookbooks, but another book that I turn to a lot when I want some sort of inspiration. I love Indian food, but I didn't grow up with Indian food, so a lot of times it's actually right here on my desk too because I was just looking at it. It's this massive. It's just called India Cookbook.
It's very
And
colorful.
it's huge. It's beautiful and it's huge and beautiful colored pictures through the whole thing, but it's a really nice way to look at a very classic traditional culture's food and how they would make it. And 9 times out of 10, it's way more involved or ingredients I don't have access to, but it's a good inspiration for something that maybe comes from it that's inspired by it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, finally, number 7. What song or album just makes you want to cook?
Again, I feel like everything I have like a million answers for because it really depends on my mood. My husband thinks I'm weird because 9 times out of 10, when I do a lot of things, I do it in silence because I'm so in my head and I like quiet and I like to not be distracted. So, a lot of times when I cook, I don't have music on, but it's when I'm taking my photos that I turn music on. And then that's so dependent on my mood. And it's so dependent on my mood that if you looked at my stream on Spotify, you'd be like, is this person bipolar? Are they like schizophrenic? What's going on? Because it would be Iron Maiden and Motorhead, and the next day it'll be Fleetwood Mac and Beyonce, and then it'll go to like traditional Indian yogic style music, and then jazz, and then Sigur Rós and Will. Like I am all over the map with music. I kind of I just don't like country music. It doesn't make me want to dance. But depending on my mood, I would say almost everything else will make me dance and depending on the day.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Beth. You have officially survived the pressure cooker.